Fears that I had with selling my home were that no one would want to buy it, that I wouldn't get a good price for it, that I wouldn't get any equity out of it, and also getting into a new home was my worry as well, because how the market is out here. And then I also had some repairs that needed to be done in my home, and I was worried about getting those done, how I could get those done. But Carson came along, and he would come over maybe every month and talk with me about my home and what's going on with it. He always offered to help with anything, contractors, and before I even decided to take him on as my realtor. And so in the end, you know, I was like, let me just go in, let me just do it, and let me use Carson. And Carson got the repairs done. He made it so stress-free for me because, you know, I'm a single mom, so I have so many other things to think about. He would call the repair people, he would call my HOA to see how it would work out with payments and how they pay for repairs, and he would call every week to keep me updated on statuses. So, you know, I'm just grateful for Carson. You know, Carson came and knocked on the door. You know, I would see a lot of realtors come and they would knock and they would be like, hey, are you ready to sell your home? Do you know anybody? And so I'd be like, no, I'm not ready. The other realtors never came back. Carson would come back and he would just see how I was doing. Once I became ready, I was like, you know what? I'll go with Carson. We sat down, we talked. He went through everything with me. He went through how the process would work because I was nervous. I didn't know, you know, I'm new to selling my home, so I didn't know how any of it would work. And so he went through everything with me to the point that I understood what was going on and I didn't have any worries. So I chose Carson, and I'm glad that I chose Carson. I mean, he made this just a stress-free process. He really did for me. Well, he did a few things differently. One of the things I like the most is every week he called me with an update. Don't ever want anything to hit me, you know, by surprise, and he didn't do that. So every week he updated me, and if I needed to contact him and I had any questions, he would reply right away. He would give me a call to further explain and ask me if I understood what was going on and if I had any further questions. So for me, that's very important because a lot of times realtors ask more questions or they won't be readily available to make sure that you understand everything in the process, you know. So I really like that about Carson. Carson is like Superman. He handled, I'm telling you, like, he kept me informed when it came to signing documents, what was on the documents, going through the documents with me, whatever questions that I had. If there was any changes, he relayed to me what was going on with the buyer's agent, what was going on, you know, what the buyer wanted to change in negotiations. So it was just a very smooth process, and it took Carson to be the person in the middle to do that and communicate that with me. It was a great process, easy process, and I'm just grateful for him that I didn't have to stress about it. And he always continued to remind me not to stress, that he would take care and handle whatever may have come up, any concerns that I had, and that's what he did. He kept his word. So Carson is the bomb. Like, especially if you are a parent or, you know, you got a lot of stuff going on, you busy, Carson is the person. He will handle it, okay? He made sure he called me. He made sure he made himself available for me. If I needed to call him, he made the transaction smooth for me, and I had the utmost respect and gratitude to him for that. So I would refer him to any of my friends because they wouldn't have to worry about anything, you know. And he really takes into account your situation, what's going on with your life, and you don't have to ask him, can you handle it, Carson? He'll say, look, I can do that for you. And I'm a single mom, so I'm not used to people saying I can do that for you. So when I started doing that with Carson and he handled it, I was like, okay, Carson, can you do this for me? So I would just refer Carson to anybody who needed to buy a home. If you are scared, if you are skeptical, he will sit down, he will be patient, he will answer questions for you and put you at ease, and he will show you that he will get the job done. So go with Carson.